TV Unplugged. It's getting colder, the weather, and I've just taken a few things here at the floor to talk about what is too hot and what is too cold. You can always feel the back head of your baby when you've been outside, and the hands and feet, whether or not you have had enough or too much clothes on your baby. If you start wearing wool on the baby like this as an inner, then perhaps you don't need that much extra wool or big blankets when you're out. And the same if you're wearing like this, a jumpsuit with some extra isolation, then be aware that it might be nice with just a cotton blanket or something that's made of fleece like this. The thing is that there are no rules of how to dress your baby in cold weather, but the rule is that go outside and find out whether or not it's a warm day or the wind is very strong, because if the wind is strong and cold, it might actually be a lot colder in real time than what they say. Always put the hat on your baby. There are different ways of having it. The good thing with these homemade things are that it actually goes down here at the forehead, so they are not cold there either. Otherwise, there are the ones that are actually giving isolation for the neck. Or another solution is to have a small scarf. There are also possibilities of buying a whole bag for the prom that you can fit the baby into. And this is made of not real fur. You can also take a fur piece like this at the bottom of the stroller. And if the weather is very windy, you can even use the raincoat for cover, so that the wind is not going to be as strong on the baby. Then you have the blankets that are not with wool, that are always good to bring with you, and the ones with wool that you will find out whether or not it's too hot or too cold when you put it on. The feet are always a little colder, so I tend to use a pair of extra socks with wool in it. Also, when the baby is just with you inside and it's winter, it's nice to have something warming the feet. Are you warm and good? I always do like this. I take my hand at the back and see if it's too hot. Now he's been jumping for a while, so he is actually getting hotter. But for outside, this might be a very nice idea to have a pair of extra like this, but just be aware that they might fall off. So that's also why I second thing is to wear the socks. Then if you're wearing a jacket, be aware to have something warmer on the legs, and the other way around. If you're wearing something very warm on the legs, watch out and have something that is warm enough on the body and also around the neck. I have a summer version and a winter version for the use of outside. I never really use them inside, just for cuddling. And it's a good investment, because later on your child might want to have it as a thing for cuddling in the car when you're going on a trip or visiting friends, and when they get sad or hurt themselves, it's a nice way to just feel comfort right away. There are so many ways to dress your baby for outside, and I'm sure that if you feel your way around your wardrobe and what's just near you, you will find out that one day is not like the other, and you will get your ways of doing it. Just make sure that your baby is not too cold or too warm, because the baby cannot control its own temperature in the body. So that's what your job is, to make sure that it's not too hot or too cold. I hope I got you some ideas for what to shop for the baby. You don't need all this. This is just because it's what I had in the house from the other kids. And I've got a lot of things from my friends as well, so I have a little bit of extra, and it's also different sizes and for different sexes. So actually I could just talk about the gloves, because it's difficult to find gloves for babies. They always have this little for the thumb. I found this on vacation where you just put the whole hand in. If you find this in the shops, I would definitely recommend to buy it without the thumb, because it's so easy to use. And I think actually my first child used this from when he was born until he was 2 years old. So I cannot find the other one, but if I find a place to buy them, this is what I would buy. I wish you a great time outside. And